closing ceremony. Hello, good afternoon. So it is my pleasure to welcome on the floor Mr. Cedric Merel, the head of cooperation European Union delegation to Tanzania, to offer his closing remarks. Cedric, please, karibu.
Thank you. Good afternoon, colleagues. So let me say a few words. Maybe we were just agreeing with David that I would say a few words of the situation in Tanzania, the discussions that took place today, while he would give a bit of a wrap-up of the 3 days after. So, as we said, and I think we said it from the first day, the SDG 7 on renewable energy will not be met in Africa. The issue being the last mile to connect people, and this is why this conference actually took place. we try to see here how to reach out to the remaining population. This was true for all the countries. It is true for Tanzania in particular. And we felt that in Tanzania, the moment was quite appropriate now for a shift in the approach. In particular, um, the current vision of Tanzania to reopen the sector after a few years of a different approach. And the main issue that was discussed was to see how to balance the issue in terms of, as regards electricity, in terms of cost reflective tariffs versus affordability. Um, Tanzania has a great regulatory framework, but of course it needs a number of enablers to make the this framework implemented correctly. So three tracks were more or less identified to address the issue of affordability of the sector and versus the cost reflective tariff. The first one is the fact that there is a willingness to go towards a kind of auctioning of the different uh, IPPs, let's say private-public partnerships around, for example, mini grids for access to electricity where we are away from the grid. This means, in particular, that the companies will tender proposing a lower possible amount of subsidies for in their bid. This still means that, secondly, there is a need for financing from the different partners. As we mentioned already 2 days ago, on the EU side, but other partners are there as well. But just to mention the EU side, we will, with guarantees, reassure the operators that they will get paid. So it means that for those of you who may be willing to tender in Tanzania and probably the same way in other countries, there will be a kind of reassurance that you can auction in the good conditions. And looking a bit towards a longer term, there is this idea of cross subsidies, cross subsidization between the energy users depending on where they are. I was told I have 3 minutes, so I think I still have 2 minutes, right? That's the way at least I saw it on my watch, which is not an electric watch. Maybe that's why. Maybe just a few words on the different panels of the day. Energy for cooking. A number of good ideas were shared. One of them that I would like to mention here is this idea of different business models and the possibility to go for solutions such as pay-as-you-go. Blue economy is an opportunity, among others, to encourage productive uses of energy in order to increase the consumption and to have a bit of a more stable use of energy in the country. This is true in particular for different sectors of the blue economy, such as tourism, where, for example, desalination option could be looked at. And as I said before, the idea of having mini grids and their power producers, independent power producers, I was using the acronym before, on the island where there is no option for connecting to the grid, there could be some mini grids, and this call for proposals that was mentioning before. Let me mention also the dialogue that took place on a number of regulatory issues, in particular on taxation, and the discussion with the Tanzania Revenue Authority. and the issue of taxes and subsidies and the refund of imports. Um, and Last point on the side group discussions, the point that innovation was discussed and that it brought some solutions, for example, on the linkage between energy and water supply. Um, this is something that we have experienced and that we have seen in the room with in the corridor with the different booths and all the pitches that we have been able to hear from the private sector operators. Um, the opportunity, of course, of networking and partnership was a good opportunity to acknowledge that. And and we have seen in particular a few interesting women-led companies. Um, to conclude, because I still have 30 seconds, we had a conference in Tanzania on the 13th of December 2021. This conference was an opportunity for us to take stock now after 6 months and to see that there was a public-private dialogue ongoing. But now looking at the future, we would like to see maybe in a year from now another conference for Tanzania, um, continuing the public-private dialogue, of course, having regular sector reviews. The EU would be very happy to be part of it, of course. What we would suggest maybe as a takeaway of this session is the idea of having a tripartite public, private, and financial partners, a tripartite roadmap based on data now and where we would like to be in 1 year in order for us in the next conference to be able to take stock, to measure the progress, and to keep with the government and Tanzania and with the private actors together to keep pushing the sector forward and bringing energy to everyone. Thank you very much. I still have 3 seconds.
Thank you so much, Cedric, for the very insightful remarks. So before I invite my executive secretary from TAREA to offer our closing remarks, I just have one message to the international community which has participated in this event. I think you have seen from the government commitment, and this has been shown by the presence of the high-level government officials in the event since day one we started. So I think you may see that Tanzania now is open for business. We need more partnerships in Tanzania. We need more investments in Tanzania. So I really urge the international community which has participated in the event today to help convey this message to the international world that we are open now, we are really open for business. Thank you so much, and please, Mr. Dr. Matimbu, karibu utoe closing remarks.
I take this opportunity to thank all of you who have come to this event. Of course, you are very, very important people. In our community, if you cook pilau and then you don't have people to eat, it's a stupid thing. You must have people to eat. And you have come to eat what we have prepared. Thank you for coming. I want to cement one point about the improved relationship with the government. I want to refer to you especially about public-private dialogue. Yeah, it started last year on 13th of December. But when we met Minister for Energy, Honorable Makamba on 13th of March. He himself proposed that we form a renewable energy dialogue platform. And currently, TAREA is already communicating with the Ministry of Energy in order to prepare the framework to operationalize. It will be a platform where a private sector will be meeting the public sectors and discuss a lot of issues around renewable energy. And we are expecting to have 2 dialogues per year, and they will be planned in the calendar so that stakeholders are well informed in good time. You can prepare yourself what you want to bring to the table to be dialogue. So to us, as a private sector, we see that the sector is moving, really. Now we are working. And also, I want to point out that EWURA, Minister of Energy, and TANESCO, they have opened door for us. And now we are dialoguing, unlocking net metering scheme. So, yeah, we have a long way to go because the current scheme has got issues that even we from private sectors, we have noticed that we need them to rectify before TANESCO can operate it. So this is also an evidence to you to prove that the doors now are open. And Minister of Energy, TANESCO themselves, and EWURA, they are really committed to see that net metering scheme is operational. Now, at last, I thank Alliance for Rural Electrification to trust us with national partner to participate in enabling this event. But it will be very bad if I don't also say thank you to European Union that has financed this event, that has helped us a lot to exchange. And TAREA welcomes all investors coming from outside Tanzania, and even those coming from within Tanzania who are not yet networked with TAREA. Please network with us. You cannot go alone to the ministry. You cannot go to any government agency. The government agency does not work with a single person. It's working with the community. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, bonsoir, and mambo to everybody once again. I also have extensive minutes. No, I'm kidding, of course. I will keep it short. You know me, at the end of the conference, I know people want to go finish up their meetings. So I just take a quick moment to say again a big thank you to all of you for making the effort and the investment of time and money to be here with us today, to be in Tanzania for this International Energy Access Investment Forum, including a special Tanzania Energy Day. I think it has been a very interesting 3 days, talking, of course, a lot about money, about productive use. The first time we have more than 8 country delegations coming to these activities as well. Hundreds of people on site as well as online. So, of course, we will give you all the metrics later on when we have taken stock of them. But I think it's safe to say that this has been quite a good conference. And so to build on the words of the speakers from the EU and from TAREA, the region, including Tanzania, is open, or one might even say back open for business. So the time is now to come and invest and indeed contribute to helping the government achieve those targets. So in closing, I could not say thank you to our long-standing partners, EU and Get Invest, for helping us do this sort of activities. Indeed, Sebastian also on the back there. It is only through these extensive public-private cooperations that we do with the governments and with the public actors that we are able to do so much work as ARE on behalf and for the benefit of our companies and the sector at large. So a big thank you to the EU and Get Invest in this regard. Of course, also to TAREA, our national counterpart, without whom this would have simply not been a possibility. Last but not least, we have a growing cooperation with the African Development Bank. I do take this opportunity to say that the next event that will take place, the next ARE Energy Access Investment Forum, let me check on my WhatsApp, I don't have the dates exactly, but it's 21 to 23 March, TBC, at AFDB headquarters in Abidjan. So now we have been in Anglophone East Africa, we will be in Francophone West Africa. Of course, we will expect a large Tanzanian delegation to that event as well. You will receive, of course, an invitation in your inboxes very soon, so please keep an eye out for that one. Last but not least, our leading members and gold sponsors, NG and Schneider Electric, our gold sponsors, of course, Sagemcom and all the others mentioned, TCX, Water Kiosk, ACF, BA Batteries, Burn, the DIREC Initiative, NRECA International, OCRA, Phasen, and the REPP platform managed by Camco. I think you have seen most of them here today. All of these offer quite concrete value propositions, especially to those in the audience that are looking for money to build those projects, to invest in SPVs and companies. So I hope that this conference has been a productive exercise. You will receive a feedback, good things, medium things, bad things. Let us know so we can continually improve and how we can continue to serve you better, both on the public side as well as on the private side. So without any further ado, I would say the conference is hereby officially closed. Thank you very much, and come to the stage for a group photo. Asanteni kwa kuwa nasi, I believe. Yeah. Come to the stage for a group picture, a whole family picture. We're gonna make it work somehow.